Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 9, The Cost of Becoming Yourself. You know what? So let's talk. Tonight, it is 11:36 on Sunday, the 28th of June. The episode's going to be released tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., right? So you'll be watching this in the morning. I am just filming. I have no ideas for what I want to talk about. I'm really unorganized. I've been really distracted all day. I've been procrastinating. I haven't wanted to do much. I went to the sauna when I could have just sat in and filmed the podcast. I didn't want to do anything. I've got like my pillows are everywhere. I feel a mess, but I am filming. I'm even filming on my front camera rather than trying to make sure I'm just, you know, one of the things is I have a podcast. I have an aim to be a successful podcaster as well as a successful content creator, a successful, like, I have a person of influence. I don't really like the term influencer, but a person of influence who can talk to her community about how I want to talk to my community about how I successfully have managed to, I suppose, heal, and the cost of what is like. This episode is called "The Cost of Becoming Yourself," right? So, welcome to Becoming the Goat. This is episode 9, "The Cost of Becoming Yourself." And what I want to do, like I say, is talk to people about where I've come from and where I'm at now, and this real time healing. Like, I talk to people about like what I've done and how I've got to here, right, from A to Z, and what happened in between. And one of the things is this is happening in real time. Like, my podcast is naturally progressing in real time, and the results are going to be slow, but one of the things I cannot do is give up. So I have to keep going. I have to keep showing up for myself. I have to keep talking, and I have made sure that I have an episode every week. And all today I've been like, I need to film this thing, and then I've been distracted by other like live stuff's come up, and just talking to people. Like I said, I went to the sauna today. I went to the gym and I just went in for a sauna, laid in bed. I was on my phone and all this kind of stuff, yeah. And I haven't really been, with it. But no matter what, yeah, like I say, it's 11:38 on Sunday. The podcast comes out tomorrow. No matter what, yeah, I will get it done. I will get it done. And I suppose that is one of the things that I have learned in my journey around healing and doing and I suppose doing the hard stuff and fighting through, is that the benefits, I found the benefits. I will get it done. I will do this. And what it will do is it's going to allow me to live a better life. I have to cut things away. So the cost of this person sat right here, right now, looking at you, the cost of becoming my true self has taken a lot of fucking hard work, a lot of tears, a lot of working on my mindset. Because I think one of the things we don't talk about enough or one of the things I don't talk about enough is this mindset, like mindset, right? Because I recently posted a video on Instagram, and I spoke about how it is you need there's not really a lot you need in order to start. The only thing you actually really need is determination. It's the only thing you need. And someone came back at that and said that's actually not true, because there's many other nuances to the fact that you need help and support services. We need to think about trans rights, LGBT, women's, all this kind of stuff, women's rights, all this kind of stuff. And I was like, I understand that, yeah, but it really made me think about this cost that I've had of becoming myself. And yeah, we can talk about all of that kind of stuff, but as a black woman, like, I see her as a black woman who has done a lot of stuff. Like, I'm not just talking about, faffing around and saying, oh, I'm dreaming of, okay, I'm not dreaming of getting 100,000 followers. I will get 100,000 followers on my podcast one day, yeah, because I've done other stuff. So what I'm talking about is I'm drawing on my past experiences of the stuff that I have done to say that this is also going to happen. And it's like, because I am a black woman, who has mental health issues, suffer with drug addiction. We'll talk about someone on the comment on Instagram talks about being in poverty. I grew up in a council estate, single mother, dad wasn't present, domestic violence background, and then I was a drug addict, all these things that were stacked against me, which right here, right now, it's like you would look and you would think, I had every reason to, I suppose, let those things pull me down. And, you know, that is me. That is me summed up. I am this, that all these bad things about me. Yeah. But one of the things is I never let any of those titles hold me back, because I knew that a part of that is that I have to cut all that stuff away. And in order to do that, one of the things is, like I say, I categorically believe this no matter what. The only thing that I need the most out of everything is determination. Because out of all this stuff, yeah, on this journey of being one, I want to be the best version of myself. I live my life. No one else does it for me. Yeah. And what I've done for years and years is people please, codependency, enmeshment, all this stuff where I've lived my life for everybody else around me, right? And I don't live my true self. And then when I want to start doing that, what happens is I start to doubt myself. And then also what happens is my trauma has shaped a lot of these titles: drug addiction, you know, all that trauma, you know, codependency, you know, all of that kind of stuff. Obviously, I'm a black woman. I was born like this. So obviously society, you know, some odds might be stacked against me, yeah. But what I never did is I never, ever, ever, when I knew that I wanted to heal, those weren't the things that weren't going to stop myself. Oh, I'm not what you say I may be, because that's not who I am. And I knew that when I wanted to heal, like the one of the things, or when I wanted to get better, let's talk about recovery, because I can talk about that. It's a very tangible thing that I've got to talk about. I was a drug addict. I was addicted to alcohol and cocaine, and I couldn't stop using. I used every single day, right? And I had an obsession, and I couldn't get rid of the obsession. And what I did is I had determination. I went to a program, and I did get support, but I had that determination to show up every day for myself, to go to the program, and then to eventually get clean. And now I celebrate over 12 years clean. So it's like all of that stuff. And what had happened from A to Z is I had the determination to do all of this stuff, because no one else is going to do it for me. This is the thing. And I say this every fucking week, yeah. It don't happen by osmosis, because I think a lot of people think it might just rub off. You'll be around the people. Now you can put yourself around people, because I believe support is very imperative. Hence why we've got the GOAT Collective. Support is imperative, you know, to be able to push us and motivate us even further. We do need that when we are slacking and struggling, and it feels really hard to keep going. But at the end of the day, I'm the one. So we're talking about recovery. We'll just use it as a tangible example. I'm the one who had to walk to the meetings. I had to go to the meetings. I have to find someone to help me. I have to go through step work and talk about my past and the choices I made that led me to, you know, full blown addiction. What happened to me, and be really honest and reveal that stuff. I have to do that. No, you can't give that to me. I have to do that. I have the determination. I have the determination. And again, the episode is called The Cost of Becoming Yourself, yeah. I have to have the determination in order to change. I have to do that, not you. And I'm not being. And one of the things about us, especially when we come from traumatic backgrounds, is we're dictated by people. So I can't be dictated by somebody else telling me how I should live my life. So again, I have to have the determination to want to cut out things and know that I don't want this in my life anymore. I don't want to behave this way. I don't want to use these coping mechanisms. I need to do something else. Determination to go to therapy, go to the NHS, use the services, see what I can get from them. Go to my doctor and tell my doctor that I absolutely cannot cope anymore. Go to a recovery program because I can't stop taking cocaine. I can't stop drinking. I'm a binge drinker, whatever it is. I have to do that. I can tell people, I can phone my friends and say, listen, I'm fucked, okay? And they can give me advice, right? And then I put the phone down. Now, do I have the determination to talk, to do what someone said to me on the phone? Yeah. Do I have determination to take my leg somewhere or do something or go somewhere or research something? Yeah. Do I have that determination, or am I going to sit in my chair and not do nothing? Because that's what it comes down to. It comes down to us. Yeah. And it comes down to, you know, support, accessing support, accessing it. Who's going to do it? You know, like if you believe in if you believe in religion, if you believe in God and you want to do something, you're like, well, what do I believe in? Right. Are you then asking God for help and then praying and then following through the action? Because there's a part of it, right, that happens. But as you know, I don't know what you believe in, but the universal God isn't going to show up and just pull it out thin air for you and change your life. You have to put some work in. Do you have the determination? Do you have that determination within you to be able to handle the costs of becoming who you truly want to be? Handle the costs of living the life you truly want to live, regardless of what this person says about you, even your own family. Do you have the determination to cut it out? Do you have the determination to lose relationships? you've outgrown people? Do you have the determination to cut those people out? Are you able to go through life with that lonely feeling without trying to hold on to people that aren't meant to be around you, without trying to drag yourself through fucking one relationship after another that aren't good for you because you feel fucking lonely, you can't cope on your own? Do you have that determination where you can become misunderstood and allow it to sit within you, to not want to change yourself or to adapt yourself to keep people around you, and you're just happy to be misunderstood? Are you able to move forward and let go of those old identities? I'm just a drug addict, I'm a traumatized individual, I'm a product of all these different things, all this stuff. I've been assaulted, that holds me back. All of these things that have happened to me, am I able to move forward? Now, like I say, I am not responsible for what happened to me. Yeah, all the traumas that happened, I'm not responsible for those things, right? But eventually down the line, there comes a point where we are responsible for our recovery, from these things, recovery for a better life, to heal, to be on the healing journey, to grow, to change, to develop, to adapt, to cut people out. Do you have that within you? And people, I can't give that to you. And I've said this many a time. So my experience, and again, we're talking about recovery today for some reason, but that's fine because it's very tangible. So when I was in recovery, when I got clean and I stay clean, what the program tells you is to help other people. Similar to this, me coming on and talking to you about similar things and trying to help other people through the estrangement journey. And I would always say to people that I used to sponsor, I can't give this to you. Like, I can't give you your willingness to want to change. I can't. It's the one, unfortunately, I can't. I can give you the program, talk to you about the program. I can talk to you about my healing journey. I can talk to you about all of this, that, and the third. I can give you examples. I can affirm you. I can listen to you. I can sit and listen to you vent, listen to you rant, hold you when you're upset, all that kind of stuff, yeah? I can't give you the willingness to want to do all that stuff, though. I can't give you the willingness to want to share openly. I can't give you the willingness to want to change your life. I cannot give you the willingness to get up and go and do the action. I can't give that to you. It has to come from deep within you, yeah? It has to come from deep within inside you, where you are like, I am so done with this, yeah, that I do not want this anymore. I don't want this life for me. I want to live a different life. I want to live a better life. I want to change, yeah? I've had enough, right? I can't give that to you. You can give that to yourself. And how we give that to ourselves, unfortunately, is through a lot of fucking pain, man. Like, where you just end up hitting a rock bottom, or you see your family for who they are, or you're sick and tired of living life. Like, ain't you sick and tired of living a life that is so fucking meaningless? Or you want more out of life, and every day you wake up, or every year comes, New Year's comes, and then you're like, I want to change. And you do your New Year's fucking resolutions and then you don't change. And then the following year comes and the same thing happens again. Oh, I want to go, let's use an example. I want to go to the gym. I want to lose weight. And then you don't lose weight. And then you're like, no, I want to go to the gym the following year and lose weight. And then you don't lose weight. And it's like, and you're sick and tired of that. But again, like I say, I can't give you the willingness to do that. I can't give you the willingness to actually go and do. That comes from deep within, to where eventually you look at yourself in the mirror, say, and you think, I'm sick of looking at myself and feeling this way. I'm sick of the sound of my own voice when I'm talking about the same problems over and over again. I'm stuck in a toxic relationship and I keep talking to people about this toxic relationship. I'm sick of it. I'm absolutely sick of it. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. And you get sick of the sound of your own voice. And then all of a sudden, bang, the willingness comes to cut that out and I want to move forward. Do you have that within you? Do you have the strength to be able to do all that stuff? It's costly going from A to Z. It's costly. A to Z isn't, there is no end Z though. There is no end. It's a continual journey, right? But from here to here, so from my old life to the life I have right now, there's massive change. And I've had to pay a big, big price to get here. Big price. Cut a lot of people out. I don't deal with toxic stuff. Excuse me. Trauma. I had to work for a lot of stuff, yeah. Would I pay that price again in order to get from here to here? Of course I would, 100%. 100%. I said it with no hesitation. Would you be able to go through all the stuff, all the hard stuff to get to a better place in life where you are, mindset is better, mental health is better, your outlook looks better, your goals are better, your life is tangibly better, And that doesn't have to be materialistically, even though you might want it to be. I always have materialistic goals. I have materialistic goals as well as internal goals. There's goals that I want a new car. I want a pink Defender. Yeah, I want a pink Defender. Seriously, no joke. I see a girl get one. I want a pink Defender. Or I would like, I don't know, but I don't really want a G-Wagon, right? And money in the bank, a house, designer stuff. Yeah, there's stuff that I do want, right? All this tangible stuff, yeah. And I don't know where I was going with this. Goals, tangible stuff. I have goals. Anyway, we might have to cut some of this out, but where was I going with this? My ADHD is kicked in, guys. I ended up going off on a tangent about goals, but I want to achieve some stuff, and I'm talking about the cost that it pays. Oh yeah, and the price, and then changing my life. And then what happens is I have tangible. We're back, guys. We had an ADHD brain fog moment, but what happens is when I pay the price, I get the goals and these tangible stuff and these materialistic things, and that's a sign of me doing well in life, But then also my goals are also internal, so it's not just about the material stuff that I want. It's also about these internal things: how I feel about myself, how I see myself, my confidence, being able to set boundaries, not allowing people to walk over me, knowing when relationships don't serve me well anymore. It's okay. Not putting myself in relationships where this person doesn't respect me. That's okay. Not choosing to have sex with a man because I'm looking for love. Just knowing that I don't want to do this kind of stuff anymore, and all that kind of stuff. And they're the goals, and that's the stuff that comes when I start. So from here to here, changing and paying the price, the cost to get to here, it is costly. But then what happens is the benefits, the goals, the internal, the external, things start to change. Who I have around me, how I see myself, it starts to change. And all of a sudden, I feel amazing. Every time I come on here, my throat gets so dry. I have to really clear my throat. I'm so sorry, everyone. But it's costly. Right? If healing was so easy, yeah. So if your healing journey was that easy to be able to change and grow and become someone else, then a lot of people would do it. But people don't. Not everyone is on this big healing journey. Just have it right. They're not. Not everyone is on the same path, right? Because also, one of the things about healing and from changing from here to here, but the cost of becoming the new version of yourself is there's a lot of pain. There's a lot of fucking looking at yourself. And there's also, because part of the healing journey is me looking at what an arsehole I can be. I'm not perfect, right? Because I never wanted to come across as like, I'm healing out loud and I'm a healed individual who's healed from all her trauma, and I'm doing all this breath work and working on my anxiety and kicking out like all these horrible people from my life, and I'm a saint who's just been taken advantage of because I'm so vulnerable. It's not true, babes. Parts of it are, and parts of it are. I was vulnerable and I have trauma. I had a bad childhood. But also parts of it where I was a fucking drug addict and I'd done some really bad stuff in life, and I needed to amend behaviours and clear some stuff up because I'm not a saint. And I had some really, really bad fucking coping mechanisms in order to try and get through life, right? I'm not a fucking saint. And what I needed to do is I needed to face myself head on. Like, I need to face myself and be like, babes, you got to sort some shit out. Yeah, you got to sort some shit out. And what you've got to do is be honest with yourself about the things where you're an arsehole, the things that don't serve you well. Because you had a bad childhood, but then what happened is you started to, in order to adapt, you got some of these really bad behaviors and patterns, or you would hurt people and all of that kind of stuff, yeah? So then what happens is you start doing all this stuff and you're not coping very well, and then you become a bit of an arsehole. We need to look at that, the arsehole bit. We need to look at where we're becoming an arsehole and face up to it head on and be like, actually, this isn't nice. I'm not very nice. I haven't done nice things. Let me be honest about that and own the stuff that I've done, because I need to be able to work out the parts of me that are defected and the parts of me that need to be worked on. And that's the bit that I talk about, that not everyone will do this, because it's very, very, very scary to face yourself head on and be like, hold on, I've got a bit of truth here that I need to tell you about. These things that cause me a lot of shame and a lot of guilt that aren't very good for me. I need to tell you. I need to let you know. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, that's the stuff. And it is scary. It's not easy. It's one of the hardest things you can do. You ever been to therapy? If you've never been to therapy, right, you go into therapy, this is my experience, and you go in and you have to, you build a relationship with someone, but then what you start to do is you start to reveal yourself to another person. You start to reveal you as a person and stuff that's happened and all this stuff. And we have to start to learn about, again, like I say, things that don't serve us very well. And in order to do that, well, imagine I'm sat here, right? I'm here and then there's a person in front of me and I have to talk about things that have caused me shame, things that have caused me guilt, things that keep me up at night, things that cause me PTSD, things that give me night terrors, things that fucking, I give me anxiety in the pit of my stomach, things that I wouldn't ever reveal on camera, but things that, make me really, really, really fucking struggle, right? And what I'm meant to do is I'm meant to reveal that to someone else in order to try and work through stuff. And it is so difficult because, again, like I say, I can go into therapy, I pay for that, I can go in and say whatever I want in there. Now I can choose to reveal as much as I want. Like, I'm never forced to go, and it should never be that way, where you're forced to go into great details about situations or things that you're uncomfortable about. But what I've managed to do is get the courage to want to reveal more and more. And then I started to free myself and I started to change and I started to grow. And because what happens is I start to build a full picture of who I really am. And like I say, my therapist can't give me that motivation to come in and share. She's not saying, listen, I need you to go right deep, right? I have to find the courage in order to do that. And when I started to find the courage, I started to change and I started to grow and I started to get better and all that kind of stuff. But again, like I say, that's the bit we can't, it's not given to me. I have to pull that out of me. I have to get there. And the more I do that, the more I fucking challenge myself and the more I grow and the more then my mindset becomes stronger. My determination may be here, right? Where I'm like, my determination may be here where it's like, I'm only going to go to therapy. Let's use therapy as an example. I'm going to go to therapy, right? I'm scared to go to therapy and then I'll get a bit of determination to even step foot in front of the door, find a therapist, get to the therapist, go inside and sit in front of her or online, whatever the way you do it, and then be like, fuck, I'm here. That little bit of determination every time I show up. And the more stuff I do, the more the determination grows. So you only have to have a glimmer of determination to think, yeah, I'm going to try. When I got clean, you know what I thought? I'm just going to try. That's it. I'm just going to try. I didn't think I was going to sit here with multiple years clean. What, 12 years clean? You think I couldn't stay clean? I had an obsession to use. I couldn't do it. So you know what I thought? I had a little bit of hope and I'm just going to try. And then the tries added up and they added up days, weeks, months, years, done, like that. So again, with therapy, I'm just going to try. And then it adds up and then I start to reveal more and more about myself. Bang. I start to be this person over here and I start to unravel and I start to become this person here. I'm just going to try. That little bit of determination. Am I willing? Because what you start to realize is when you start to do that stuff, you start to see the benefits of what happens in therapy, getting rid of toxic people out of your life, feeling lonely and sitting with it anyway. It's all right. And then it starts to become so powerful that you're like, this little bit of determination grows and it festers and you start to get stronger and you start to think, this is how I want to live my life. This is what happens. And like I say, the journey goes like that, but you start to realize that this is what I want to do. This is how I want to live my life. This is how I want to grow and change and heal because like I say, I'm not responsible for the things that happened to me, or my childhood, or my traumas, my assaults, my abuse, all that kind of stuff. I'm not responsible for that. Yeah, I am responsible for how I show up today and heal through it, though. I am very, very much responsible, because eventually, as an adult, I need to start taking some responsibility for my life, right? How I show up for myself, how I look after myself, how I respond to other people. One of the things is, I don't want to go out hurting other people. I don't want to pass that trauma on to others. I don't want to do that. So I need to heal. I need to do something about it so I can cope better with life. And then what happens is I start to change. I start to see myself differently. My goals start to happen. I'm talking about material and internal. All this stuff starts to happen. And now I'm here telling people that life is wonderful. It's not always wonderful, but it's fucking 10 times better than it ever was. A million times better than it ever was over there. A million times better. Categorically. And you know what that started from? That little bit of determination to think, yeah, I want to change. And then what happens is, when the costs start coming, the cost of becoming this new version, and I have to start cutting things out, and I have to start changing and amending, putting boundaries in, saying no, I don't want to do that, right? And I'm scared, and my voice is shaking, and I've got anxiety, and I'm having a panic attack. No, I'm not doing that. And every time I do it and I feel the benefits, I think, yeah, round of applause to me, because I've fucking done it. And then the cost start to get, they're large, isn't it? The cost of me having a really, really good life, sitting here talking to you, was cutting out my own fucking family. That's the cost. I had to cut out my own mother, my sister. I don't speak to them anymore, because I could not live life while having them in my life, because they're holding me back. They are so toxic and damaging, and they are ruining my life to the point where I feel suicidal. I have to cut my own family off. But what happened when I done that? My life got better. But that's the cost. The cost of me over here, I had to cut my own family out, get divorced, leave friendships behind, start again, move away, all this stuff, yeah? Feel lonely. To sit here, that's the cost. To sit here, that's the cost. Someone said, this is what's going to cost you to sit here and do this and have a nice life. You're moving to Liverpool soon. You're moving to Liverpool. You're going to move to a new flat. You're going to start a new life. You're going to meet new people. You're going to be a lot happier. You're going to have a successful social media career. You're going to be a successful content creator. You're going to do this stuff, and you're going to help a lot of people like you always knew you wanted to do when you were young, right? That's the cost. Are you willing to move through this to get here? Have you got a glimmer of hope? Yeah. Glimmer of hope to go through this to get here. Are you willing to go from here to here? Are you willing? I'm asking you, are you willing to do this and this? Are you willing? Because then what happens is, as soon as you make that decision, you can start to access support, help them. Because again, coming back to the thing that's kind of spurred this, is talking about the determination. And someone said we need to be able to access help and support. The help and support will come. As soon as you make the decision, the right people will find you, the right help and support. There's support out there. There's so much support. But again, like I say, let me go back to one where I started talking about therapy. I pay for therapy, right? I needed support with my mental health for a very, very long time. And what happened is, I'd show up at the doctor's and I would just get fobbed off. No one takes me seriously, and I get pushed away. And you know what I've had to do? Advocate for myself. Constantly. I've had to advocate time and time again. Advocate. You know how I advocate for myself? That little bit of determination. I don't want to fucking live like this anymore. I don't want to live like that. I want to live like this. I need determination. No one can give that to me, though. Unfortunately, they look at me and think, nah, you're all right. Nothing we can do. Take some tablets and you'll be fine. On your way. I'm fucked. No. You don't understand. I need help. I'm fucked. I have to advocate for myself with determination. Am I willing to pay the costs to get from here to here? Me? I was. Are you? It sounds simple. Sometimes I keep it, my language is really simple anyway, and I have quite a simplistic view. And the way I see things can almost be a little bit, sometimes I see the world in like quite childlike, but very simple, black and white. Sometimes it helps me to keep it very simple, and it's because it is. We overcomplicate so much stuff because what we're not doing is we're not doing. So you don't put any action in to try from coming here to here. You don't try. So you've got no data to give you experience of what it's like when you try, when you're trying to get from there to come here. The bit in between, you have no experience because you don't do nothing. You don't try. So you sat back and you're like, oh, I can't do it. I'm anxious. I can't do that. You can do that. I can't do it. It's all right for you. And it's like, yeah, babe. You know how I done it? I gave myself data by trying data, because I've got, every time I pick up the phone and have to do something that scares me, like tomorrow I need to make really big fucking phone calls and I already have anxiety about it, right? And I know though that I've done it before and I've been successful. It's not going to kill me. So you pick up the fucking phone and do it, right? Because your life is going to get better and you need to do responsible shit, right? But when you think about it and you don't do it, it grows and it festers. But what you've got is you've got no experience. You've got no experience of what it's like when you do it. So you don't know, and your brain makes up stories and you think, no, I can't do that. I can't do this. No way. This is going to work for me. It doesn't work for me. I can't do that. I've got anxiety. I can't breathe. I'm panicking. My life is a failure. Because also you've got the messages from the past where they've told you were a failure. So you already believe that. And we're not rewriting that narrative by doing. You're not doing none of that. So then what happens is you've got no data and you just believe that you're a fucking shit house and you can't do nothing because you were told that from when you were growing up. And then what you don't do is you don't jump out your comfort zone to gain new data that you can do it. It's really simple. You can do it. You know how you do it? You just fucking do. You just fucking do. It doesn't happen by osmosis. There are so many people out there who want to be on healing journey. And I say, right, let's do this. Do we do it? No, we don't fucking do it. Why don't we do it? Because we're fucking scared. We're scared and we build up too much, so then we don't do nothing. So we sit back and we're just like, oh, I can't cope. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. So what you never do is you never go and get the fucking data to show you that you can do it. We're fucked. So what we need to start doing is get the data. Are you willing to pay the costs? Oh, the costs are too great though. I don't know. I can't be on my own. I can't do this, that. You don't even fucking know because you ain't even tried it. You ain't got no data to back it up. Tell me the last time you tried something and the data. The data was the information, the life experience where you ain't died and you've done something to change your life. When's the last time you've ever stepped out your comfort zone and done something that really fucking scared you? And then you was like, oh my gosh, I tried that. It worked really well. When was the last time you ever done that? Where's the data? Where's the data? Tell me. Put in the comments if you've got data to tell me. Tell me. Where is it? Where's the life experience? Tell me the data. The data is information. Data is information gathering, yeah? We've got to try some stuff. To get from here to here, we've got to try some stuff, yeah? You want to be, you over there. So let's get over here. You can't get over here until you do some fucking bits. Put action in. It's an action program. The whole world is an action program. Your whole life is an action program. You've got to put fucking action in to change your life. Let's go do it. Let's go sit out there and do it. Don't start talking about healing a lot. I see it all the time. I want to do this. 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 Babes, let's do it. We don't do it. You know, and that sounds, I don't care how that sounds actually. I don't care. I don't care. If that offends you, there's something within you that is triggered because there's something within you that lacks. I have it as well. I've procrastinated loads of stuff. So tomorrow I've got a really big day. I've been putting loads of stuff off. I've got other stuff in my personal life that I cannot even begin. I've got to fucking put some stuff. I've got to go onto my fucking iPad, go onto something, send something off, and I haven't fucking done it because I'm so fucking scared. So I'm preaching to myself, guys. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I'm going to do action. Let's put steps in to make it work. It sounds simple. And you know why it sounds simple? Because it fucking is. I promise you. Every time I tell you something, I'm telling you from my own perspective of real life experience. I've done it. Like I say, I'm not a multi-millionaire who's got a fucking big life. I haven't studied being a life coach or a therapist. I'm a real life, lived experience person who's changed their fucking life, man, through real life experience. I haven't gone out and paid those people. I pay for therapy. Okay, yeah, of course. Okay, great. Everything else I've done is through fucking free programs, real life experience, going out there, saying no, picking up the phone when my fucking voice is shaking because I'm scared and I need to set a boundary because someone's fucked me off again. Life experience, gathering data. Everyone can gather data. We need to start gathering data. We need to start making changes. We need to start taking the steps to gather data. I'll help you. Do you want help? Do you want to change your life or do you want to stay stuck? Question. Are you willing to pay the price that it becomes, that the cost to become the new version of yourself? Are you willing to pay the price? Are you willing to pay the price to get from here to here? Are you? Let me know. Welcome to Becoming the Goat. That's what we're doing over here. We're becoming the goats. We're changing our lives. We're no longer the scapegoat. We're the goat, the greatest of all time. Welcome to Becoming the Goat. Join me on the journey. Love ya. See you next week.